Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right. Today is a beautiful Tuesday episode. My goodness. Let's get right on into it. Today's interesting thread is, guys, what are things girls can do to turn you off? All right. So let's see what girls do that turn guys off. This one's going to be interesting. All right, compare me to your ex, even if it's telling me how much you like me because I do or don't do something he did or did not do. It's not something I appreciate hearing. Facts. If I'm being honest with you, nobody wants to be compared to your ex. Let's be honest here. And nobody wants to hear about what your ex did or didn't do at all. And, I kind of agree with you on that one because that just kind of gets too annoying. And then it's just like, dude, you constantly thinking about this nigga or something? It just kind of raises a lot of, red flags, if I'm being honest with you. Constantly be on their phones, talk bad about other people, talk about past lovers, poop on the floor. What? Bro. What chicks are you dating where they're pooping on the floor? What in the hell? I've talked about it numerous times on the show that, women are low-key disgusting, especially when you actually live with a girl. You're just like, what the fuck? The amount of toilet paper these chicks use is crazy. Their bathrooms are never clean. I mean, sometimes they are, but let's be honest. It's clean one day out of the week. Let's keep it under P. You know what I mean? Toilet always full of fucking toilet paper. I'm like, what is going on? I'm telling you, man. And then you don't even want to give me notice with other things. Trust me. Girls are kind of disgusting in a way. But pooping on the floor, I don't think I've ever heard that. Come on, man. The hell? They're constantly on their phones. I get that one because it's like, bitch, who are you texting? I'm right here. Who you texting? I'm right here. All right. And then talking bad about other people, I hate that because then it's like, they look at you as the guy and they're just like, yo man, hey, get your girl, control your girl, you know what I mean, your girl talking shit. And then it's like, bro, I didn't even say nothing, you know what I mean, but I'm responsible for the dumb shit she says, so it's understandable. As a guy, yeah. Playing dumb, it's extremely annoying and some self-respect. I think he's saying have some self-respect. Dude, when girls play dumb especially when you catch them in a lie and they be playing dumb, they don't know what's going on, you're just like, bro, come on, man, let's stop this. You know what I mean? I already caught you. Come on, man, let's just get this over with. Yeah. Talk about how unattractive their appearance is. Seriously, just shut up. Especially if you're the type of boyfriend that you really actually do enjoy your girl's looks and you tell her how beautiful she is all the time, or you're whenever she does wear something, you're like, oh dang, you look really nice in that, and she's like, oh no I don't. It's cute when you do it every once in a while. You're like, oh no I don't, I'm not cute. I like that. But when you're doing it all the fucking time and it's just like, all right bro, it's a drag. If I think you're cute, that's all that should matter. You know what I mean? I don't care if Sally and Johnny and all them don't think you're cute. I don't give a fuck. As long as I think you're cute, go with it, man. Go with it. Let me think you're cute. Goddamn, man. It's kind of annoying. Ladies, you can be as gorgeous as you want, but if you can't have a conversation without me having to always ask the questions and keep the dialogue alive, then there's your instant turnoff. Giving non-informative, half-assed answers like K and haha is just a waste of both of our times. Facts. When I am on a first date with a girl, she is on the 3-strike rule. And I will end that date after strike 3. If I am I don't mind starting the conversation. I don't mind continuing the conversation and keeping it going. It's all about how you respond though. You know what I mean? If I'm just how was your day? And you're just good. Okay. Did you do anything? No, not really. And you're just like, That to me is a strike one already. And then a lot of times I'll wait and I'll see if, you know what I mean, you want to strike up conversation. I'll just be eating, kind of minding my own business. And if I see you kind of just drifting off, stop, strike two, you know. It's just like, if you're not really engaged in this, even through text, it's like if the text message gets dry, I'll just not respond. I'm like, all right, bro, not worth my time. You know what I mean? And a lot of times you get a weird thing with girls, like say, you know, you don't text them back and they're just like, oh, you know, are you busy? Why are you not texting me back? And it's like, huh? You giving me some old dry ass conversation, and then all of a sudden you asking why I'm not texting you back? Bro, have you not read our thread? Like, look at my sentence bubbles and look at yours. Your sentence bubbles are like this big. You know, like, goddamn, my sentence bubbles got 2 lines in it. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about here? That's crazy. The biggest deal breaker for me when a woman won't admit she did something wrong or fucked up. Also self-absorbed, selfish, trying to change a man, lazy in bed, not bad, but lazy, and a biggie pretending you're a special princess and letting it come out as an expectation of men or entitlement. Damn, bro, you must be dating some wild ass chicks. But if I'm being honest with you, I get it. That is kind of the dating climate today, just because girls get so much attention on the internet, and they, you know, guys are always telling them how pretty they are and beautiful and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And so they kind of expect that from their guy. And you're just like, bro, you know, and like she just feels entitled to that. And it's like, no, if I'm telling you that all the time, then what makes it special? What makes it, you know, like, even enjoyable for you to hear it from me if you're hearing it all the time? And then when you feel entitled to it, it's just like, I don't owe you anything. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are we talking about here? Like, we're in a relationship because we like each other, right? Or are you in this relationship for something totally different? That's just how a guy feels about it. You know, we kind of just look at it like, what the fuck is going on here? So I can see how that one is a deal breaker and a toughie. Not being able to carry a normal conversation. Facts. We went over that one. Looking at Twitter every 5 minutes or so. Not much changes in that span of time. Sorry. That means she's bored, bro. Man, if she's checking social media that often, she is bored with you. You know, like, man, she's hella bored, because I feel like a girl will put her phone down if you are, you know, an interesting enough of a guy to actually keep a conversation and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, if she's checking Twitter over and over again, I think that's on you, my guy. You know, you're kind of boring. Or either that, or she's just extremely uninterested in you. But why would she be hanging out with you if she's that uninterested? You know, like, why wouldn't she just ghost at that point? I don't know. Either that, or she checking to see what the guy that she really wanted to go out with that night is doing, and that's why she's checking it every 5 minutes to see if he actually posted anything. Just saying. I know that's a little crazy, but it happens, you know, sadly. Being a bitch to people, you can be very hot, but if you suck as a person, I can only see you ass ugly. I mean, yeah, and you know, they're just like, oh, well, I'm a Sagittarius, and that's why I'm a bitch, and oh man, that's the worst part, because I mean, come on, man, girls, a lot of times, they're not just assholes for no reason. A lot of times, they'll tie something to it. Yeah, like, oh, I'm an asshole because of this, oh, because of that, oh, I'm on my period, oh, I'm on this, or, you know what I mean? They'll tie it to something. And that is annoying. And whenever you see that, it's like, oh, man, you ain't got no accountability. Everything has a reason and a blame. You know, it's never just you. Like, oh, man. Oh, I'm not like the other girls.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, ladies, don't ever say that to a guy. Don't ever sit there and be like, oh, I'm not like other girls. Nah, man. Us guys, we already know you're lying. We already know you're lying. We like, fuck, she is like all the other girls. Because every girl says that. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, every girl says it. They all think that, you know, that they're special in some way. And it's like, bro, you're just not. as a guy, you know, who is dating, and it's like we go on different dates and stuff like that, but the girl will just have the same thing. It's like as if you're playing a video game and they're just saying the same lines, but the character is different. And you're just like, dude, I heard it all before. You know, that's a big one though. Playing with your cell phone. Oh, smoking. Yes. That is, that's just disgusting. All right, I'm being honest with you, man. If you're a girl and you smoke, bro, that's disgusting. Like, nobody wants to kiss your yuck mouth, bro. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to kiss that yuck mouth you got going on. Let's see. Being boring. Have you ever heard about this in the news? No, I don't really read the news. What kind of hobbies do you have? None really. I don't know. What's your favorite food / music / movie? I don't know. That low key just means she ain't interested in you, man. Like, I've just noticed that when girls are talking to a guy and the conversation is just dry as beef jerky, it means she don't like you, man. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a girl will come up with some shit if she finds you attractive. You ask her hobbies and she's like, oh, I mean, I like, rock climbing with a jetpack on. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, she will come up with some shit and keep the conversation going. That's what I've noticed. It's like, you guys are kind of getting this dry conversation because you're talking to girls that aren't interested in you. Let's just keep that under a P. Complaining after saying you didn't care about something. Where are we going for dinner? Oh, I don't care. Let's go get sushi. Let's go to a sushi place I know. Okay, 45 minutes later at the restaurant. What is this stuff? I don't like sushi. Can't I get a hamburger? Oh, man. Like, why would you agree to go somewhere that you know you don't like? Like, come on, man. I get it. A girl's going to maybe try something out because she really likes the guy. But if you know you don't like something, tell the guy and just be like, I don't really eat fish, or I'm not really into sushi like that. You know what I mean? And have him come up with a different spot, because that I can't stand it when I'm at a place and the girl is just like not interested in the food, or she's just not. It's just like, oh man, it just makes it really shitty, because you're just like, dude, what the hell? Like, I can't enjoy my food because you're not eating, or you're not enjoying the food at all. It's just, yeah, it's an L for everybody. Personally, I'd go with girls playing hard to get, or acting like you're not into me. If you're into me, then great. I'm totally getting that. But if you are, I've never understood the whole chase thing. If I'm going to chase after anyone, it's going to be someone I think that might actually like me. Yeah, man, facts. Because I've gotten to a point where, your boy 30 now, and this whole chasing business, I'm done with it. If I get the hint that you just not liking me, or, you're just like kind of buddy broing me the whole time, I'm just going to stop talking to you. You know what I mean? I'm going to just exit stage left and be just done, because it's just no point. There's no point. And then you're going to be sitting there like when I start dating somebody else, oh, but I liked you. And I know my guys out there, man, that has happened far too many times. You like this girl, you talking to her, vibe and all that kind of stuff. You're just not getting that vibe back from her. And you're like, you know what? She just don't like me that way. You move on. You meet another girl, you guys start dating. And then she hits you with the, man, I liked you back then. And you're like, bruh, come on, man.
Bruh.
What the fuck? What's going on here? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you be interested? You knew I was interested, but you sat there and wanted to play games and shit like that. Sometimes I be thinking girls be lying with that shit, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really do. I think they be lying. They be just saying that, like, oh, I was interested in you and you weren't really interested in me. I feel like y'all be lying with that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just feel like y'all be lying with that shit. Not telling me what's wrong. Please respect me enough to tell me what's up. I'm not a mind reader. I don't feel like playing detective. Facts. Because a lot of guys will know their girl better than their girl knows themselves. Let's be honest here. And that's like, I would say, a good majority of relationships where the guy will know his girl more than his girl knows herself. And he knows when something's wrong. He knows when stuff's going on. And it's a thing where guys will do this all the time. And I know they do this all the time because girls are always complaining about this. Where the dude will be like, you know, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. Are you sure? Like, you could talk to me about it. It's all good. No, it's nothing. It's not important. Okay, cool. And he goes off and he does his thing. And then they're just like, he doesn't want to talk to me about it. He didn't care to listen about my problems. Like, girl, what you mean? I asked you. You didn't want to talk about it. Come on, man. Like, I know something's wrong with you. And I'm just going to walk away so that way it gives you time, and then when you're ready to come talk to me about it, you can come talk to me about it. But you always want to catch me in the worst, most unopportune time. You know, dude's playing his game, doing his thing, and then she want to talk. And you're like, come on, bro. I gave you your slot to talk, and you didn't want to take that slot of time that I gave you to talk. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. I penciled you in everything. And then your slot was up. It's now video game time. You know, and you want to talk to me during video game time? Come on, man. Get your appointments right. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Come on. Guys know deep down that we only got a limited amount of time to be doing shit. And, you know, especially guys that work a lot. You know, it's like, dude, we only got a limited amount of time to actually do the shit we want to do. So, yeah, we going to pencil you in and we going to be like, cool, at 3, I shouldn't be doing anything. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to ask my girl, hey, yo, what's wrong? What's going on? You want to talk? You want to do this and that? If she ain't got nothing to talk about, then I'm going to move on to the next thing on the schedule. You know what I mean? Like, come on, ladies. Step it up. Too much teeth on my land down under. That nigga been getting some teethy blowjobs. Jesus. Being assertive or standing up for yourself does not make you a bitch. Being an asshole does. Okay, I mean, what would she need to be assertive for? I mean, I feel like that's the dude's job. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest with you. Like if somebody's coming at your girl, you know, I don't expect her to get all loud and crazy. Like, I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm like, the fuck you talking to my girl like that for? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's my position in it. Where, you know what I mean? Somebody coming at my girl, I'm going to be aggressive. Fuck we talking about here? You know, I think a girl that's being aggressive and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I do think she low-key a bitch. It's like, fuck, what? No, you know what I mean? Now, if it's a situation where it's two girls and they're just fighting at each other and, you know, that's not my girl or whatever, okay, I understand that. Yeah, stick up for yourself, whatever the case may be. But if that's my girl, nah, man, I'm going to be that. I'm going to step in and be like, who the fuck are you to be talking to my girl like that? You know, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Let's see. Complain. It turns 9s into 6s. Facts. And when he says complain, he's talking about when we're out and having a good time and you just choose anything to complain about. You know, you're like, my feet hurts. Then why'd you wear those shoes? You know what I mean? You knew where we were going. You knew we were going to be doing a lot of walking and you wanted to wear fucking heels. You know, oh man, it's hot outside. Bitch, why you got a sweater on then? You knew it was going to be warm. You know what I mean? Like, girls tend to kind of complain. I'm not going to say all the time, but there are times when we go out with our girl and she just does nothing but complain. And it's like, you're not there with your girl. You're there with a fucking child. You know what I mean? And you're just like, oh my, that's why he says it turns 9s into 6s, because, you know, you look at your girl like, yeah, that's my girl, man. She's hot as hell, da 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 da. But then when she starts complaining, you're just like, bro, you're like a fucking child. Like, I just don't want to deal with you anymore. You're like a 6 I'd walk past on the streets. You know, I'm just saying. Over plucking their eyebrows. I mean, I guess he has an issue with that. He probably be dating some chola bitches. I don't know where they be drawing them on or something. I don't know. I don't know where that one came from. Saying something extremely religious. I'm not saying she can't be religious, but I run the other way when a girl offers proof from the Bible. Yeah, I mean, my thing is if your guy ain't like all that Christian-y or whatever, like don't try to push that shit. I get it. A lot of people who are heavy Christians and stuff, they want to date, guys who are that. But every once in a while, you kind of get it. You kind of, get into those relationships where they're like, they weren't like that in the beginning and then they start to be like that. And that's understandable. I get it. But I mean, he probably been dating too many Jesus freak girls, He probably just like, hey man, them preachers' daughters got that pussy, They be laying it down on a nigga. Be too sensitive. Not talk about what's bothering them while continuing to pout in silence. Take offense to everything. Having to always be right. Not listening to reason, but closed-minded and unwilling to try things that are different. Being a slob, being helpless. Having a inferiority complex to men, and being rude. I mean, I think this is a lot of lack on your end, if I'm being honest with you. Like, for one, too sensitive. Bro, girls act on feeling. They don't ever act on logic for anything. Let's be honest here. They just don't. You know what I mean? They just don't. It is what it is. They go with the flow. They go by where the stars and the sun and the moon take them, and that's just what it is. Girls are always going to be too sensitive. Not talk about what's bothering them and continuing to pout in silence. A lot of times that's because for her, you're not asking the right questions. So she gets frustrated and doesn't want to talk to you anymore because you're sitting there asking her questions that probably don't pertain to what's going on or that won't, I guess, help her in any way. I'm not 100% sure. You know what I mean? You're kind of either that or you're just asking too precise of questions and she wants more vague questions. That's a weird thing, but it's kind of the truth. I've talked to a lot of girls and they're just like, oh, well, guys ask like these questions that just don't make any sense. They want it more vague. And I'm just like, to a guy, it doesn't make sense, but to a girl, it makes fucking fantastic sense. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I mean? Take offense to everything. You got to understand, man, with women, it's how you say it, not what you say. You know what I mean? So next time, if a girl is upset or your girl is upset or whatever, she's going to take offense to how you say it. It's not what is said, it's how you say it. So yeah, that's why she's taking offense to it. Being closed-minded and unwilling to try things that are different. If I'm being honest with you, that is a simple, she just don't really like you that much. I mean, if a girl really likes a guy, she's going to try things that he likes and she's going to adapt things that he likes. Like if you're the type of guy that loves Legos and stuff like that, she might, if she really likes that guy, she's going to get into it too and do it with him. If that dude really loves like D&D campaigns, she might get into it and do it with him. Like a girl that really, really likes a guy, she's going to get into his hobbies and things that she likes to do just because she loves that guy and she just wants to spend more time with him. The fact that your girl's not really trying to do things with you like that, that just means she don't like you like that. If I'm being honest with you. Being a slob and helpless, I don't know what that entails. What is being helpless? I mean, I'd love that my girl would lean on me prior, like, I understand being the slob thing. It's like, clean up after yourself. If I'm being honest with you, like come on now. Everybody should know how to clean, if I'm being honest with you. But the whole helpless thing, I don't know. I think that's kind of weird because it's like, I would love for, my partner to want to lean on me. You know what I mean? When she needs help with stuff or when she needs to do things or whatever the case may be, she leans on me. She's like, babe, can you take me to go do this? Can we go do that? Let's go do this and let's go do that. Like, I don't know. If she could do it herself, that's cool. But if she wants, say, she's going to the grocery store and she's like, do you want to go with me? Like, you know what I mean? Or she's got to go to the hospital for something. Oh, can you take me here or whatever? Like, I don't know. I don't think helpless is, I think that's just taking it to a too extreme. Like what's so wrong about wanting to depend on your partner a little bit? I don't know. Having an inferiority complex to men. I don't know what that one means. That's kind of weird. Like, of course she wants a guy better than her. What the fuck are we talking about here? Of course she's going to want a guy taller than her. She wants a guy who, has got some muscle on him. Like, these are security and protection things that women just look for in a guy. This guy must be a skinny ass kind of simp, dude, if I'm being honest with you, man. If these are the things that turn you off in a girl, he's like, I want a man as a woman. I want a biological female that acts like a man. And that's what it seems like. Like, golly, bro. All right, we're going to move on from that one. Let's see. This nigga said, not cleaning that pussy. Oh, man. Hey, I've never dealt with that, but yeah, I'm sure there's some guys out there that have dealt with that. All right, this is going to be our last one. This one's kind of a long one. My biggest turn off is actually very fucking simple, yet I've never met a single girl in my life that understands this. The need to be entertained. Facts. Every goddamn girl, it doesn't matter if we are 3 days in a relationship or 3 years. Why is it my job to entertain you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Why is it that I always have to come up with something for us to do? Like, seriously, I'm not saying that I'm allowed to be a lazy piece of shit and sit on my boxers playing video games all day, but I don't deserve like 1 day out of the week that I can just not have any plans, not to just shave and dress up and go out and blow $200 just so that way you can put on a sexy dress and go woo at the top of your lungs after every shot. I take care of every girl I've been with. It's not like I'm home all day and you're bored of talking to me. I work 60 hours a week as a supervisor at a private security firm so that I can have my own house, drive a Mercedes and make your car payments and be able to pay the tab at every bar we go to. But seriously, I would straight up marry the first girl that tells me, hey, I don't really feel like doing anything tonight. We've had such a busy week. Let's watch a movie. I'll make you dinner and then we'll have sex and play Call of Duty. And boys, that behavior is totally unacceptable if that's you every night. You do actually have to leave your house and be interested if you want girls to take an interest in you. But there is nothing wrong with staying in on a Monday night and ordering a pizza. Facts. My biggest thing is this guy is right and he's wrong, because you guys need to understand that when a girl truly likes you, she will not have the need to go out all the time. If she has the need to go out all the time, that just means she using you for the experiences or the free meals or just to go out because she's bored, whatever. Like, bro, those type of chicks don't like you. And you're the type of nigga that got money. So a lot of these girls be looking at you like cha-ching, if I'm being honest with you. If she can't just sit at home and relax and do nothing with you, she don't like you like that. She see dollar signs. She don't see hearts. And you know what I mean? A girl that actually likes you, a girl that actually wants to be with you for you type shit, she will be like, down. I'll go get my PJs. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we gonna watch a movie, air quotations, because you're gonna be just clapping during that movie. You know what I mean? Like, that is what it is. You know what I mean? When you're dating a girl that actually likes you for you. So he's right and he's wrong. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you the type of nigga that got money. So I understand, you're gonna fall, not fall, but you're going to be with these kind of girls that just, they see dollar signs. They don't see real hearts, So that's understandable. 100%. But you got to know the difference. And a lot of times that's kind of the big test. You know what I mean? If a girl, it doesn't need to constantly be entertained and stuff like that, she just enjoys the silence, or she can just chill in a room with you, that's how you know she really likes you for you. But if she's always just like, oh, I'm bored, we need to do something, we have to do something, oh, I'm only going to hang out with you if you want to do something, you know what I mean? That's how you know she don't like you for you. Yeah, she see the ching, that's what that is. But that's going to go ahead and end that thread. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that thread. Something a little different. The ladies probably will be like pissed off about that thread, but hey, it is what it is. That's what guy, turns guys off to girls. there's not a lot, if I'm being honest with you, that really turns a dude off to a woman. And that's why I found this thread to be so interesting, because you got to be honest, man. We in the thirstiest age for dudes right now. I mean, it's crazy how thirsty dudes are out there. So, the fact that there are, guys out there that are like, nah, man, I still be kicking a bitch to the curb. It's like, oh, my guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, because a lot of guys be letting girls just get away with some crazy shit. You're just like, what the fuck? But it's all about, you gotta read between them lines sometimes, man. Read between them lines. But I digress. We'll get into announcements, then we'll hop into the scenarios for today's episode. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. Get in there. $3 a month will get you an exclusive episode as well on every Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on Tuesday and Sunday episodes. Sorry. Audio listeners, rate the podcast, keep downloading. You guys are doing amazing. I've been loving seeing the download numbers go up and up and up and up and up, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Keep rating the podcast. 5 stars is preferable. If you want to help on the free 99 side of things, TikTok as well as Instagram, follow us over there. Go check out the clips. We got some funny clips over there. I always clip out the best parts of every single show just for you guys who enjoy short form content. You don't really care to listen to a full podcast, whatever it may be. We got something for you guys over there. If you want to help even more on the free 99 side, head over to youtube.com/Am I the Asshole podcast, or click the Linktree link. Go ahead and hit the YouTube and go ahead and subscribe over there. Even if you don't watch on the YouTube, just hitting the subscribe button does help. So I do appreciate you guys for all the support. Without further ado, though, let's get into our first scenario. Let me pull that motherfucker up. I thought I had it ready. I do. All right. Am I wrong for seeing my wife's friend? Okay. Her and I started seeing each other recently. We haven't told my wife about this. She ran into us while at the store together. For context, my wife and I are getting a divorce after she was having an affair. Oh, okay. She confided in her friend, who I am seeing now, about her affair. She told me, that's how I knew. My wife came clean about this when I questioned her, and it's true. My wife told me that seeing her friend is just as bad as cheating on me. I don't know about all that, Miss Affair. Come on now. She claimed her affair is now over.
Stop the cap.
I considered our marriage already over, just waiting on the legal proceedings. My wife thinks I'm wrong for doing this to her, and no, you're not in the wrong. I get it. It's her friend, and the friend was probably just like, about time this nigga's on the market. But I mean, hey, game's game. You know what I mean? You decide you got you a good one. You know what I mean? You got you a good one. You decided to fuck it up and go, sleep with Johnny McThundercock on the side. You thought nobody was going to find out. He found out. And I guarantee you, the friend that she confided in told him, because she was like, oh, you out here doing this to that great man? Oh, okay. All right. I got something for you, bitch, because I'm about to steal your man. You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you it was a thing that, her friend, the wife's friend, was probably very jealous of their relationship. Like, man, how did she get so lucky? He's a great guy. He's always treating her well and doing this for her and doing that for her, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, I hope to find a guy like that. You know what I mean? Being a good friend and everything. And then she hears about, Chad McThundercock over here, and she's like, wait a minute. Hold up. You're cheating on this dude? And she was just like, yeah, but it's just a thing, blah, 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 blah. And so then she was just like, that's fucked up, because I know how good of a guy he is, and hell, I would kill to have a dude like him, and you actually got a dude like him. That's crazy. But she probably didn't say that to the wife. She was probably just like, now's my cue to come from nowhere and snipe your man. And that's exactly what she did. She was just like, guess what, dude? This is what your wife's doing, blah, 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 this and that. He was like, oh, word, confronted it, confirmed it, and then was just like, thanks for telling me, you know, I can't believe she did that. And then homegirl was probably just like, man, if she was me, I would never do nothing like that. And she was just like, man, he was like, man, you're probably one of the last good ones left. And she was just like, I mean, it's probably why I'm single. And he was like, oh, word. And, you know, one thing led to another, and they smashed it up. But are you in the wrong for that? Fuck no. Fuck no. Miss Affair over here. I'm sure you were a good dude doing what you had to do. You found this out and was just like, damn. And then, you know, hey, game's game. Like I said, I think the friend she was on that the whole time. She was like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna snipe yo man. You out here fucking up like that? All right. Now I got something for you. All right, am I the asshole if I don't let my girlfriend go on vacation with the guy best friend? Come on, man. Come on, man. Really, bruh? I don't think you the asshole at all, man. Fuck out of here with that. My girlfriend and I have been together for almost a year. It's been great so far, but last night she mentioned that she wanted to go on vacation with her guy best friend. When I asked her why she said that, they have been talking about going on a vacation to celebrate him graduating med school for the past year and that his other friends would be there too, location undecided. I trust my girlfriend completely and she's never given me a reason to doubt her. Even when a guy even tries to talk to her or her DMs, she always makes it a point to tell me. Same with her friend. When he came to visit, he stayed in my apartment while she stayed at home with her parents. He's always very respectful and never given me any intention that he's interested in my girlfriend or vice versa.
Stop the cap.
So I trust them both completely. I even asked her if we were engaged or married, would she be going on vacation with him? And she obviously said no, and that I would come along. However, when I told her it made me uncomfortable that she's going without me, and that I don't want her to go, she told me that there's nothing between them and that he's been in her life before she met me and that they have been talking about it for a while. So, in her logic, if they're engaged or married, she'd be like, oh, hell no, I ain't going to this. But we're boyfriend and girlfriend, so I'm going. Like,
what?
That makes no sense. He asked you that question for a reason. He said, so if we were married or engaged, would you be going to this? And she was like, no, you would obviously go with me. And then, but because they're just boyfriend, girlfriend, she's just like, nah, I'm going. Okay. All right. I mean, and then on top of that, it's like he's already expressed that it's uncomfortable for him. So why would you? That's kind of messed up. He's like, I just feel uncomfortable you going with him. You know, can you just not go? But she's like, nah, fuck your feelings, and fuck you being comfortable in this relationship. I'm gonna go do what makes me happy. That's kind of crazy to me. You know, that's a little, that's crazy. All right. All right. Okay. So she even told me that if I wanted to go on a vacation with a female friend, she would trust me and let me go have fun, knowing I wouldn't cheat on her. Come on, man. The fact that she tried to put the shoe on the other foot, you know you wouldn't be okay with that. You know you wouldn't be okay with that, girl.
Stop the cap.
Come on, man. You know you wouldn't be okay with that. You'd be uncomfortable as fuck if that was the thing is since it's the hypothetical, she's able to put herself in that light of like, oh no, I would let you go if it was a female friend. Nah, but if it was a reality, fuck no. Fuck no. Why are you lying to this boy? Come on, man. That's crazy. I told her if I was going on vacation with a female friend that I would take her with me or else I wouldn't go. Facts. Ultimately, after some arguing, she said it's fine that she won't go for his graduation or on the other trip with his friends to celebrate that. She would be annoyed afterwards. Am I an asshole and overreacting? I don't know. I mean, is the trip just your girl and her, or is it a bunch of friends? Because I mean, look, I get it. Even if it is a bunch of friends, though, shit could still happen. I don't think you're overreacting simply because you just let her know, look, I think dude's great, dude's fine, whatever. I'm just uncomfortable that you're going and I'm not there. And the fact that she's just like, I don't care if you're comfortable or not, I'm going. That to me is very, because it's like, as my partner, as my girl, don't you think you would kind of be like, oh man, okay, well, if it makes you uncomfortable, like, I won't go. You know what I mean? And we'll try to, do a little vacation trip thing when you're available, so that way, like, we can all go together. You know what I mean? And that's the part that's got me. And then she sat there and said, he asked if we were married / engaged or whatever, you know what I mean, would you be going? And she was like, no. But because, we're boyfriend, girlfriend, she's like, I'm going. And it's like, what the fuck? And then she tried to flip it and be like, oh, well, if you were going to go with a female friend, I'd let you go. And it's like,
stop the cap.
No, you wouldn't. Because it's a hypothetical, sure, you're thinking of it like that now because you want to go. You know what I mean? Because you want to go with your friend. But if the shoe was on the other foot, there's no fucking way. You would be in the same boat as him. You would feel uncomfortable. You'd be like, I don't really trust you, like, alone and far away with this girl. You know what I mean? You guys might do what stays in wherever you guys are at, stays in that. You know what I mean? So I get it. I just think the fact that he said, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this, she should have just been like, well, if that makes you feel uncomfortable, I won't go. We'll maybe plan something when you're available so we can all go. You know what I mean? I just think that would just be the better way to go about it, but she wasn't thinking about it like that. So it is what it is, man. I don't think you're overreacting though, because you communicated with her, you know what I mean? And it's funny how women are always just like, oh, I wish guys would just communicate. And then we do. And then they're like, okay, thanks for communicating, but I'm still going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And it's like, all right, then what was the point of me communicating with you if you just go and do whatever the fuck you want to do anyway? I'm just saying. All right. So am I overreacting for ending an 8-year relationship? Oh, shit. So I ended my relationship of 8 years. Every time I explain to people why, I'm always scared of the reactions I'll receive, as it can come off a little dramatic if I don't go to into the details of it. So I'm hoping this up can help me. All right. To start off, I, 28 female, am very insecure about my body and always have been, and I always make it known to any partners I have. I met my boyfriend when we were both 19 and we hit it off. Immediately up until a few months ago, I would have told you I was going to marry him. As any new relationship, we were very sexual, active in the beginning, but as the years went on and the changes in our lives happened, it stopped happening as frequently, but it didn't seem as though it bothered him, as he never really tried to seduce me into doing anything. I didn't think much of it, as we both had full-time jobs that involved a lot of physical labor, so we were always tired at the end of the day. If we did engage in anything physical, it was usually always initiated by me. Me being a very insecure person, I began to wonder if he even saw me that way anymore, but he always reassured me that he did. He just respected me more now and didn't want to make me feel pressured. This was all fine and dandy till the 7-year mark. To preface, he and his friends have always followed IG accounts that post thirst traps, and they would regularly send them to each other in their group chat. This has always bothered me, but I kept it to myself because anytime I brought it up to my girlfriends, they'd shrug it off and tell me it's normal and that I'm just insecure, which I am. However, after our sex life declined, the amount of posts he was sharing and receiving were still the same, maybe even higher. One day I decided to look through his phone. I saw via his Instagram analytics that he was clicking on certain stories, links that all led to OnlyFans accounts. Once I saw this, I looked through his email to find any receipts and confirmations, and sure enough, he had been paying for content. At this time, we were having sex at almost once every few weeks, and not because I didn't want to, but because he never really tried. So, seeing that he was paying for sexual content made my self-esteem non-existent. I confessed to him that I looked through his phone and what I found, and he begged and pleaded for me to forgive him, saying that he felt insecure, making that his excuse for paying for OF. Okay. After a long argument, he promised me that he would no longer do that or follow thirst trapped accounts. Seeing how much it was affecting me, I then said if I found out that he was going to continue doing this stuff without trying to sustain our own sexual relationship, then I would break up with him, as it started to affect me mentally. After about a year, our sex life was basically the same as before, but I didn't ever see the same sexual content on his phone as I did the year prior. So I just kept it pushing and made excuses that we were just happy, comfortable, and tired. However, I had this gut feeling that he was still hiding something. So one night I looked through his phone and at first couldn't find anything, and then checked his trash folder in his email and saw all the receipts for OF going back a few months. Although I was absolutely devastated, it was like 3 a.m. and didn't see the point in waking him up just to have the same argument all over again a year later. So I decided to sleep it off and talk to him the next day. Except I'm not patient and have trouble keeping things in, so I decided to text him while we were both working. We did this regularly and basically explained that I knew everything and just wanted to know one thing: why. He responded saying that I was lying and that he never did anything wrong, but when I showed him the screenshots I took, he folded and started telling me that it meant nothing and that I was over-exaggerating. I felt extremely invalidated and explained that it means a lot to me and that it's affecting me mentally. He never responded. I figured he was busy at work and we would talk when we got home, so I waited. I get home and he's completely ignoring me, not a single word, just goes on with the day and doesn't even make dinner, but doesn't say anything to me. I felt like I was nothing, so I just stayed quiet. This went on for about 3 weeks, living and sleeping together, spending every evening and night together in a small 1-bedroom apartment in complete silence. I'd cry myself to sleep every night for weeks, and he just lay there. Never once did he check up on me, knowing how upset I was the last time we talked. All while this was happening, I started a new job and was getting along with my coworkers great, and I even started to hang out with them outside of work as a group, as it helped distract me from what was waiting for me at home. I even started texting several coworkers. Goddamn. A couple of them were even guys, but they were all much younger than me, and I never saw them that way. It was mostly 8-ball because we would go out and play pool after work, so it was harmless. I guess one night while I was sleeping, my boyfriend looked through my phone and saw I was texting guys and went absolutely crazy on me the first time he had spoken to me in weeks, all because he felt betrayed and upset. I couldn't even take him seriously and realized I was completely over the relationship. Anytime I tried to bring up how he ignored my feelings, and literally he tried to make it seem like I was doing the same thing by texting other guys. A day later, I told him I was moving out and that I needed time apart, and he acted like I was crazy for thinking it was needed. I moved in with a coworker and haven't seen him since. Did I overreact? Woo! I mean, toward the end, no. But in the beginning, yeah. I get having low self-esteem, and I get, like, you not liking your guy, looking at other girls. And I mean, the paying for the OnlyFans is kind of crazy too, just because that is a little too much, especially when you guys live together. It's like, bro, this is what you're doing, with your money. Instead of like taking me out on a date or something like that, you rather spend money on seeing some titties. So I can kind of understand it in a way. But if I'm being honest with you, sweetheart, it's just like majority of guys are going to be like this. If I'm being honest with you, they just are. Majority of guys look at porn. Majority of guys enjoy looking at beautiful women on Instagram. Majority of guys enjoy the thirst traps and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, that's the way it is, even if you do get with another guy, you are probably going to run into this same situation and the same issue. I can understand your correlation between like, oh, he's watching porn more than he's having sex with me. I do understand that. And that may make you feel some type of way. And I think it's like the fact that he's not initiating sex is kind of crazy. Maybe you could have talked to him about it though and been like, hey, why aren't you initiating sex anymore? Or why don't you initiate it? You know what I mean? And kind of maybe talk to him about it. You could have, done that before getting at him. Because my biggest thing is when you found all that stuff on his phone and you found the Instagram receipt or the OnlyFans receipts and all that kind of stuff, how come you didn't just have a conversation with him and be like, hey, how come you don't initiate sex? Or how come we don't have sex as often as we do? Why don't you start with that conversation first? You know what I mean? And then see kind of where he's at, and then you could have, if he's just like, oh, well, because I think that excuse is kind of whack. Oh, I don't want to pressure you or anything. What is he pressuring you into? I don't get that. Like we're dating. We've been dating for years. Like this is a fucking 8-year relationship. Fuck are you pressuring me into? Like if I want to fuck my girl, you know what I mean? Like I could rub on her titties and play with her coochie outside her pants or something like that because that's me initiating sex. You know what I mean? It's not creepy. It's not weird. Like we've been dating for years. It's not like we've been together for like 1 or 2 months. We've been together for 6 to 7 years. So it's like, I can get why she probably thinks like, oh, he's not attracted to me anymore. But my thing is you could have had the conversation and been like, hey, how come you aren't initiating sex anymore? And if he's like, oh, because I don't want to make you feel pressured, whatever, you could have just been like, well, can you initiate sex more? I would like for you to do that. And then if he doesn't do it, then you could just be like, well, I asked you to initiate sex anymore and you're not doing it. And is it because of the OnlyFans subscriptions? Is it because of, the Instagram, girls and stuff like that? Is that why you're not having sex with me? Because in a guy's mind, that kind of makes more sense. She's just like, oh, he's like, oh shit, like I haven't been initiating with her and, I have been looking at more of that, than having sex with her. And so then it kind of makes a little more sense for him, and he's not just instantly in defensive mode. And that's the only reason why I say you should, go about it like that. So that way it makes sense to him. So he doesn't go immediately into defensive mode. And he's kind of just like, oh shit, you kind of backed him in a corner of logic. Like, oh man, it makes sense. Like she did ask me to initiate sex more and I didn't initiate sex more. And then she found this. And so she thinks like, I don't want to have sex with her. I'm not attracted to her, so on and so forth. But like all the shit at the end, the fact that you're like texting, your coworkers and buddies and stuff like that, and then he wants to blow up at you, I think that's a little too much. I don't think that's where you overreacted at all. And then ending the relationship, it kind of seemed like that relationship was over a long time ago, if I'm being honest with you. It kind of seemed like it was over before the 7-year mark. Yeah, because the fact that you guys' sex life diminished that much, and then, his use of porn went up that much, I think it was a thing where, you might have gained some weight. You might have changed. It might have just been something where he's just not attracted to you anymore. And because, I don't know. And then you guys are only having sex like a few times a month. That's kind of crazy too. And so it does seem like you kind of checked out And then he kind of checked out sexually, and then you kind of checked out emotionally. You know what I mean? Like, even before finding the OnlyFans, even before finding the group chat and all that kind of stuff, it just seemed like you guys fucking checked out. I would say probably like year 4 or 5 is when you guys kind of checked out, and it was just like, that was it, you know? He went the route of porn and OnlyFans, and then you were kind of just like coming up with excuses, you know what I mean? Oh, well, he's probably tired. Oh, well, he's probably this, he's that, you know, because you love him, and I get that. But, no, like I said, I think you could have kind of went about it a different way, but you didn't. That's fine. It is what it is. I don't think you overreacted at the end, though, because that's kind of crazy. Just because you're, like, talking with friends and all that kind of stuff, it's like, dude, you know, you're not really taking her out. You're not really spending time with her. So, of course, she's going to go hang out with other people. And you know what I mean? And text and spend time with other people. You know what I mean? Like, bro, come on, man. You're not giving that to her. She's going to go find it somewhere. Come on, man. What we talk about here? All right. On to our next scenario. My boyfriend cheated with a guy. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm a 21 female, separated for about 8 to 9 months. We were in a relation, me and my boyfriend, male 22, for 4 years, almost 5 when things happened. So my boyfriend cheated with his male friend. It wasn't his first time cheating, not gonna lie. I was always the victim. It started with girls on the first years, and then things come to another level when I found out, and apparently he used to do this kind of thing many years ago with different people. Our society is kind of religious, so this gay act is way too much for somebody to do. Here's how it begins. We met on Facebook. I was 17. He was so cute to the point I thought he was full dumb, but I get attracted to this type of people. I feel like they are harmless. We didn't meet until 2 years later. Maybe then I discovered that I was the only one loving him. He had many girls around him, his ex, his friends, his cousins, all of those he cheated with while I was with him. What, this nigga was fucking his cousins? Because, I mean, I get, like, exes and, like, female friends and stuff, but she threw cousins in there, like he fucking his cousins, too? Goddamn. Okay. At that time, I was young, shy to the point I can't hold a conversation. We separated in 2021, then got back together. I was so different. My look, my way of talk, everything changed to the point he was so proud being with me, especially. I'm a bit more cultivated than him. He dropped school in a young age and started working. I assumed this was one of the reasons some pervert people used him sexually. He got used to this. So one day, August 2023, I tried to get his Instagram account. I never trusted him, to be honest. I found a text between him and his male friend, 18 plus, asking him to get down to the stairs to meet him. My boyfriend rejected him so many times. He went downstairs eventually. Everything's on messages. Said that he had sex with his friend, explaining how it happened and so on. Next day, when I told him I was traumatized, he tried to deny it, but I can't trust him anymore. Now, I'm just unable to love again or see anything pure in everyone. Last week, he texted me saying that I didn't give a damn, and I left without any reason, trying to gaslight me, but I just didn't reply, so I'm done with this and exhausted. I barely forgot him, and now he came back. I tried to make this as brief as possible. I may seem clingy for accepting being cheated on, but I got many reasons to stay, just didn't mention. Yeah, that nigga probably has some money. I don't know. He probably was like really attractive, because I mean the fact that she's like, oh, you know, he always had all these girls around him, so on and so forth. He was probably a really fucking attractive guy. He probably has some money to some degree. Maybe he was popular online or something like that, so you know she probably clung to him real hard. But The fact that she found homeboy with a dude, I think is kind of crazy. And then like the friend at that, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like, what in the hell is going on here? Like, bro, and what, you that bored or something? Where you gotta be messing with dudes too? You were just that bored of all the pussy being thrown at you? You were like, you know what? I'm gonna try a dude. Like, or maybe was this a thing he was always doing and he just never told you? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like he never told you, and maybe that was something he was always doing. Because if the friend's just hitting him up on Instagram like, yo, come on, man, meet me, let's do this, and blah, 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 it just kind of seemed like, you know, they kind of had a long-standing thing that was kind of going on. I don't know, but I mean, it's good that you got out of the relationship. It sucks that it does make you see people that way, though, to where you kind of like, oh, I don't see any good in anybody, and, you know, relationships are kind of like dead to me. That does suck that relationship gave you that feeling and now gives you that kind of vibe, if you will. That does suck, because it's like not all guys are going to be like that. You know what I mean? And you might meet a guy that actually is, you know, down for you and wants to be with you and only you and so forth. So it's like, I wouldn't look at it that way. You know what I mean? Don't look at it like you can't see the good in anybody. Like, you should still give a good guy a shot. You know what I mean? If you meet a guy and you think, man, this guy has good head on his shoulders, you know what I mean? He's a good dude, so on and so forth. He hasn't really given me too many red flags or anything crazy I should be worried about. Give him a shot. You know what I mean? Like, don't look at like, he's probably secretly gay too or something. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's how she looks at it. She's just like, man, you know, this dude's going to cheat on me, or this dude's going to fuck a dude or something like that. I don't know. All I know is like, just be more open. You know what I mean? Don't close yourself out completely. That's kind of crazy. That's doing a little too much, but that's going to go ahead and end it for today's episode, man. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We had some crazy stuff go on in this episode, man. These scenarios, each episode I do, the scenarios get weirder, wilder, and crazier every single time. My goodness. But hey, what it is, you guys come back for it, and I'm down to give it to you guys, man. Thank you guys so much, like I said, for listening and watching. Patreon.com/MyLastPodcast. Get on there, $3 a month, exclusive episode every single Friday. Being able to send in your scenarios just like these people did, to be featured on Tuesday as well as Sunday episodes. Keep rating the podcast and downloading. Instagram, TikTok, follow over there. TikTok, we're still on the road to 10K. Subscribe on YouTube. That does help a lot. And I will see you guys on Thursday for Haunting Adeline. All right. I believe we're doing chapters 30 and 31. So that's going to be crazy. It's going to be a wild ride for that one, because Haunting Adeline's been getting a little crazy, if I'm asking you. So be there. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you all, and peace.